100%. I mean, I think any SDR, any SDR team program, you got to look at the inputs first, especially in the first 90 days of a relationship. The client is going to want to see, hey, is this team, do they say they could do this many dials? Are they actually executing this many dials? Is it turning into the early stages? But I think you're totally right. As it goes on, obviously we don't want dials. We want meetings. We want pipeline. We want close won revenue, right? Like as somebody who's been in outsourcing for 12 years now, like I understand that it's a very direct line from you give me some money, I do something for you. And if that thing I do for you turns into revenue, I get a customer for a very long time. If it doesn't turn into revenue, I don't get a customer for a very long time, right? But there's those like early signals. And I think on both sides, we both get too focused on, like both on the outsourcer and on the client side can get very overly focused, especially in the first kind of 6 months on like, what are these metrics? What I find is like the first 90 days, everything's under a microscope. You deliver a few meetings that are like, on the targets, you hit your numbers, the pressure, everybody takes a step back, everybody takes a breath. They're like, oh, these people actually can deliver. Months 3 to 6, you get your first couple of meetings that are later stage pipeline, your first close one deal. If you can do that in under 6 months, the client's like, okay, here's my credit card. I'm not going to pay attention to this anymore. And like, just keep billing me, just keep sending me all the stuff. And like the trust is won, you get a long-term customer.
Right. And the trust can be won too, just by them having the expectation that dial counts equals effort. They're in the right effort, like being like they're calling in the right way, they're prospecting in the right way. And so that's what they use to track, like, is this person actually working on my project and putting in the work I'm paying them to do? So the person who is managing that relationship, that client relationship between the internal team and the outsourced team needs to have a more sophisticated approach, and understand why, if those meetings they booked went into closing stages, why did that happen? Make sure the SDR understands too, like why they went into those stages. What were the qualifiers? What were the trends to follow? Because as an SDR, I'd make 20, 30 dials, but I was focused on connection rates. So if I make 20 dials, 10 connections, 7 meetings booked, it doesn't look like I did a lot that day, but that's what's going to contribute to the growth of the company, which a lot of people don't really see or correlate.